Hello folks, Fuzzfinger here, and welcome to the opening 30 minutes of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, right here on the PC for the first time in 12 years. This game has made its way to the PC. So I hope you enjoy watching, and if you're going to be playing this game, then please note that I have done a complete walkthrough for the Zodiac Age on my YouTube channel. Over 200 plus videos, we get the Platinum Trophy, plus a load of extra content on top of that, including how to get the invisible weapons through RNG manipulation, all sorts of other tricks that you're going to want to know about. So please do check that out. I'll put a link in the description. The following 30 minutes was taken from the live stream I did when the game launched, but you're going to be seeing the high definition version of it since it was also recording at the same time. I hope you enjoy, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well if you want to stay tuned for more Final Fantasy XII content in the future. And let's get started with today's show. Now, I've no idea if this is a good port or not, or how smoothly it's going to run, if it's going to crash, or anything. I've also disabled VSync, so I can test how bad the screen tearing is going to be. It looks like there's a little bit already. I'll try and be quiet through the cutscenes for you as well.
In the name of the Father, and in the presence of these holy relics, I hereby pronounce you man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity. Far on.
Both land and air, our kingdom will stand little.
Nabudis has fallen.
Impossible!
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabudis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure Nalbina with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side.
Galtea, stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
Rump Roastrich, thank you ever so much for your donation. That's very, very wonderful of you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the support there, thank you. It looks like there's a little bit of screen tearing, so once this cutscene's finished, I'm going to see if we can enable VSync. So I don't really like it, but we'll see if it helps.
has fallen. Then it's over. For my father. For my father! Lord Rasler!
Hiya Jeremy, you alright? I'll start the commentary up again as soon as this cutscene's finished, just letting people chill while we watch it.
Blessings of the Great Father descend, and guide your bodies return to the earth. Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
There we go, Final Fantasy XII. For the first time ever, actually, on PC.
The death of Lord Rasla Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the Kingdom of Dalmasca.
Long awaited as well.
The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over Ivalice. Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rasla's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces. A counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Ramenas, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his
Hiya Ps4, welcome to the stream. I will be giving commentary for this stream as well in a few moments, as soon as this rather lengthy cutscene's finished. I forgot how long it was actually.
The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
Okay, we're nearly there now. And the first thing I'm going to do when I've got control is just sort a couple of settings out.
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand?
Okay, so we should be able to play this in 60 frames per second, compared to the 30 frames per second of PS4.
17, sir.
Young.
Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanastre.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Bosler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Oh, that's fantastic, Ps4. How long have you been playing for?
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it. We move!
Right, so we're getting control of Rex now, but before we do anything, I'm just going to see... Oh, we can't access the menu yet, I don't think, can we? No, I want to try and turn VSync on if we can, because I was getting a little bit of screen tearing. And welcome to everyone else that's just joined us. This is Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, on the PC, which was released just today. So, Final Fantasy XII for the first time in a glorious 60 frames per second. Okay then, Ps4. Are you playing it on the normal difficulty? One thing I'm going to recommend as well is that you create a separate save file with Rex at the first save point. Because I'm not sure exactly how the RNG manipulation is going to work on the PC version. Hopefully the same as on PS4. But I want to be prepared. Yeah, your name does ring a bell, actually, Ps4. I think, yeah, I do remember that. We had a bit of a to and fro, didn't we, through the email. Right, I need to sort out my controls here because... there we go. I'm using a PS4 controller, even though the game thinks it's an Xbox 360 controller. Which makes things a little bit weird.
Captain?
No, I do like to respond to as many as I can, actually, Ps4. In fact, I've got a lot of emails I need to get on top of. So, thanks for reminding me about that. If anyone is here that's emailed me and I haven't responded or messaged me on Facebook, I apologise. I've just been up to my neck in it lately. Yeah, I think it's a shame that the PS4 controller doesn't have as much support for Steam as the Xbox controller does. You can certainly notice the difference, Dave, with the 60 frames per second. I really have no idea why they haven't enabled 60 FPS. I mean, even the normal PS4 should be able to handle it, really. I know it's a remaster, but it's still an old game. So that boss is really quite easy. You don't even have to heal because you get healed anyway. But yeah, it's going to feel weird actually playing the PS4 version if you get used to the PC's version. with the high frame rate. That said, you do need quite a beefy PC, which is a little bit of a strange thing, really, because, as I said, it isn't exactly a modern game. Maybe it's just been poorly optimised, I don't know. Welcome to those just joining us on the stream. Firing up Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age on PC for the first time. Oh, wow, it's actually detected I've got a PS4 controller. I've just noticed that. I had no idea. A minute ago it was saying it was a 360 controller. Oh, that's really good. That's actually a good sign that this is going to be a decent port. That Square have actually included PS4 controls by default. I am Jeremy, yes. I've heard it's going to have quite a bit of extra content in it as well, the PC version.
Vossler! Where are you?
What if Captain Ozolus has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense. Vossler's laughed in the face of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty?
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
I've just noticed the screen tearing that I'm seeing isn't coming up on YouTube. I guess because screen tearing's a monitor thing, isn't it? Oh, that's actually quite interesting then. So you guys aren't seeing that. Because I'm going to be making a backup save file, what I recommend, if you're going to do the same, is actually going into the next area before saving and then coming back down. That way you're going to be able to kill off the enemies, which you'll have to solo them with Rex. But it's the only way, unfortunately.
Sir, we have little time. You must go to the king. I'll handle these.
Fight well.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and kill these swordsmen here. So I'm going to create 2 here, so later on when we try and get Seitengrat, we've got our Rex save file ready to go. Okay then, Ps4. Yeah, best of luck. How's the channel going, by the way? And around we go. Oh, that's lovely now. I know it makes no difference to you, but because I've got VSync on, I don't really like VSync, if I can help it. But it's still running smoothly at the 60 FPS, but my screen's actually not tearing at all. So far, I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with this port. I was a little bit nervous going on past examples with some games and what have you. Especially from Square in terms of Final Fantasy. Ah, that's fantastic, Ps4. Congratulations. That's brilliant. Keep it up. But yeah, this is actually really smooth so far, and we haven't crashed or anything yet. And the graphical settings look promising as well. Shows they put a little bit of effort into the game at least. Kenten, yes, you can play this in 4K. I don't think it's officially supported. Yeah, no problem, Dave.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Damaska to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent.
Hello!
So much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Off you go.
Vaughn.
Okay, look like we got our first achievement there as well. So the achievements, I believe, having had a brief look at them earlier, are just the same as the trophies on the PS4 version.
Resumed their advance toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve no end. With this foremost in my thoughts, I to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer too for the noble Princess Ash, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life. Know also that Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg, for incitement of sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
Okay, now we're going to be picking up in Rabanasta. One thing that I am surprised about, as I was mentioning earlier, but I was fighting a boss at the time, so I couldn't really dwell on it, is the high system requirements for this particular game. I know it's a remaster, but it is still an old game, and I think the recommended graphics card is a GTX 980, which is really quite high.
1, 2, 3 more. Alright, time to clean house.
So I'd be interested in hearing if you guys are running on anything a little bit lower than that, what kind of frame rate you're getting and what have you. I'm running on a 980 Ti at the moment, and it seems to be really smooth. I'd expect it would be. But, you know, on a 960, I'd expect it to be smooth, quite frankly. So I'd be interested to hear if it is or not. I'm also hoping with whatever they've done to get the game running at 60 frames per second, they update the PS4 version to do the same.
Wow, Vaughn, you got them all yourself? Guess I know who to call when something big comes along.
Hey, it's good practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now. That's enough for today. You should get back to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaughn. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
Yeah, good point, Harry, and that was upscaled as well, wasn't it? It wasn't exactly PS2 graphics. But Welcome, by the way, to those that have just joined us over the last few minutes. Final Fantasy XII PC for the first time. And if you're new to the channel, then you might want to know that I have done a complete and utter 100%, I think we can safely call it 100% video walkthrough for the Zodiac Age on PS4. So you can find that on my channel as well. It's got over like 200 plus videos in it.
Your luck, peddler.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I do love the music in this game, Harry.
Which way you're going, Churl? What? My pouch! It's gone! The boy! Get out the way!
How does this game compare to FF10? Well, it's interesting actually. When Final Fantasy XII first came out, a lot of fans of the franchise didn't receive it well because it really fundamentally changed a lot in terms of the gameplay mechanics. And even I was a little bit unsure back in PS2 era about it. But coming back to it in PS4 and now on PC, I really do appreciate the game a whole lot more.
Hey, that's
So
mine.
you could hate FF10 and still like this game. It doesn't mean you will like it, but you could do. They are very different.
We need you to be there for us, Vaughn. You're no good to anyone if you're locked away in a dungeon.
Oh, what? Am I the leader now? We're orphans. The first thing you learn is you gotta watch out for yourself. Come on, Pinello. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
This is for that bread you took the other day. Just because I help Miguelo out every now and then, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
I know that. You think I like living like this? One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own. I'll be a sky pirate, free to go where I will.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon.
Yeah, I think one of the bigger improvements over Final Fantasy X is in the voice acting and the dialogue and the scripting. It's a little bit cringy at times, but Final Fantasy X was, at many places in my opinion, on par with Attack of the Clones. So that was one of the weak spots of that game, but it's been vastly improved here in Final Fantasy XII. So we should be able to speed... Yeah, we can speed the game up. Like that. How did I do that? I can't seem to slow it down now. Okay. Right, okay. So, we should be able to change from 2 to 4. I'm trying to figure out how to do that as well. We can also do this from the config. So we can set that to 4 times. Okay.